I recently became aware of a video by a person I have yet to follow named Skilligrim, where he talked about the intent, or talked about basically the difference between what something is meant to be used for versus what it is, what other people intend to use it for. I had found out about this through my friend Artist Lounge, who had posted their own response video to this. And given the fact that I share a similar thought on this, I chose to add to it. Yes, I will probably be repeating a few things, but oh well. The fact is, as stated by both of them, anything can be used as a weapon. Personally, I could, in theory, use my own self as a weapon, but we will get to that momentarily. The fact is, I have in my house, some of which is in this room in particular, and some of it I actually brought up, some things that can be used as weapons. Let's start with the stuff that I actually have that was in the room. Let's see, what was actually in this room? Oh, a pencil. Yeah, a pen would be better because a pencil can break, but if you sharpen this, and I've had not this particular knife, flustered, not this particular pencil, but I have had pencils sharpened to the point where there was a bit of a point on the lead. It will more than likely break when you thrust it into somebody, but yeah, you can do it. Pen will do more damage, more likely, because it will stay in one piece. But you could, in theory, throw this into someone's eye. Eyes are very sensitive. You will notice this more as I go. You could also go to someone's throat. Again, pens are more sturdy, so you could probably get more use out of them, but a single thrust with a fairly sharp pencil, this one isn't, but with a fairly sharp pencil, yeah, you can go through the throat. But the eye would be more useful because eyes are a lot more touchy. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, this wasn't actually in my room. This was actually from my bedroom. This is a crochet needle. Not to be confused with a knitting needle, because knitting needles are a little bit different. Again, poke this in your eye and it will freaking hurt. And more than likely do a fair bit of damage to your eye. You could also go for someone's ear if you're able to pin them down. And again, throat's fairly decent. Eye would probably do more damage with this, since the point isn't quite, since it doesn't have a straight up point, it's a bit of a curve with the point kind of down here. See, I was able to put a little dent in my skin. I don't think you'd be able to see it, but you can put a momentary dent in your skin if you push down. But yeah, you stick this in the eye. Let's see here. Things that I actually had in my room. This is a slinky. Slinky. Fantastic thing. This one's actually kind of broke a little bit. I got it used. I had gotten this one used from a friend. You wouldn't think that this is a thing you can use as a weapon, but literally all this is a very long metal coil. And yes, I prefer the metal ones over the plastic ones. Give you an idea of how long this is first. Here's one end. Here's the other end. I'm reaching as far as I can, and this still has a fair amount of slack on it. So this is long. You could do two things. You could hang somebody with it. Just do that and hang it up. Or do this. See? And I don't even have my hands meeting yet. And this is already hurting. I'm only putting a little bit of pressure, and that's already hurting. And I'm not even trying to strangle myself. Children's toy that you can strangle people with. Not meant to be used as that, but if that's what you want to do, you certainly can do it. I guess we have to ban old classic children's toys then. Not to mention the not to mention crochet needles. So have fun crocheting without crochet needles. Pencils. Can't do schoolwork without pencils. Can't do artwork without pencils. Can't plant, you can't really do much of any sort of sketching, whether it be art sketching, mathematic problems, writing. Can't write with them. You can't, can't write without them. Nope, pencils are banned now, as well as pens. Let's see what else is here. Belts. Yes, they've covered belts. This one probably isn't as good as art lounges. But there's one other thing that they forgot to mention that they probably didn't know about. There's one other thing you can do with belts. It is called a garrote. Basically, you put it. Now this one has holes in it, because again, it's a belt, not just a simple metal strap. But if you stick a piece of wood in here in the back, tie it there and twist it until you pull, you can basically kill someone that way. Not the most effective way, but it is still an option if you were really that twisted. Hey, what else do we have? What else do we have? Oh! Let's go with the least thing. This was a thing that was made at my church a few years ago. I didn't technically make this one. I made one, but it wasn't very good, so somebody offered to trade it. So, this was made with sand in this little small cross container with this. You can either, do whack it with it, but it's not the most effective. The most effective thing you can do with it, again, has to do with the cord that you use to hang it around your neck or whatever. You're supposed to do this and then have it hanging, or hang it on a door, or a hook, or whatever with it. But I can do this and probably strangle myself with it. Made at a church. This was made at a church. And it could, the cord at least could be, a good weapon. Let's see. There is, of course, the scissors. However, these scissors are a little bit different. These aren't your standard house scissors for paper and whatnot. These are actually sewing scissors. So, you actually have, it works the same, but they're actually a little bit sharper. Especially this one. You poke yourself with it. And put little indentations in my finger. But there again, yeah, you can basically use this as a makeshift stabby knife. Swoosh. You can open it, make it be 2. Now, I prefer to hold it this way, but yeah, you could probably hold it this way and do that too. But I prefer this, and yeah, you can do this. You could probably do this. Actually, if you really want to. Actually, no. I do have some. Yeah, you could take it apart. Yeah, there again. Knife, scissors is the same, except these are sewing scissors, which means they're actually a little bit sharper. These are actually a little bit sharper than regular knives, but same principle. Let's see, what else do I have? Well, since we're on the sewing, needle. I have poked myself with this thing many times unintentionally. Fortunately, it wasn't enough to actually break the skin because I wasn't trying to poke myself. But it would leave little indentations in the skin temporarily, and it hurt. This thing is sharp. It would hurt just poking it unintentionally. You poke this in your skin intentionally, yeah, you're gonna bleed. Again, this is a great target for the eye because eyes are one of, if not the most sensitive thing on your body. So again, poke this in your eye or any eye, and it will hurt a lot. So okay, needles for sewing are now banned. So much for making clothes or fixing clothes or readjusting clothes or anything like that. Same for pins. There are a bunch of little pins here. Pins will do the same thing. There are many different types of pins. There's these bigger ones that I like because you can actually see the heads a bit more. And then you have these little tiny ones. Little itty bitty tiny ones. This whole entire thing could probably go into a person's eye, all the way up into the pinhead. Again, the eye is a perfect target for little bitty weapons like these. These are not supposed to be weapons. But again, you get a twisted person, they will do some things with these that you are not supposed to do. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, well, here's another screwdriver. This is kind of looks like a battery, but it's actually a little mini screwdriver. What we actually use this for is to open the backs of appliances and stuff. Not appliances, but like electronics and stuff, to change the batteries or to put new battery, to either get fresh batteries or new. We usually use this to open the back to either put fresh batteries in something, or if it has never had any batteries, then put their first batteries in. So it's basically used to open backs to change out and put batteries into electronics appliances. But again, you can make it a small weapon, and this one is very concealable. I look like I just have a fist, but now you don't. And this is actually very easy. Turn it into a makeshift, kind of like a brass knuckle, but not. I know what they were trying to talk about, but yeah, something like that. All you need is a bunch of these. Actually, there is something else I have in here. I'll have to get in a minute. I'll get that momentarily. Fingernail clippers. Very handy for, actual fingernails. But if you get kinds like this, you have, come on, this thing. Yeah, you could probably stab somebody with this part, but this is the part I really want to focus on. This. This is actually a file. So you can file down, basically you're supposed to do this. It's supposed to be a fingernail file. You also can use it to clean your nails, which I actually need to do anyway. So you're basically doing this. You're supposed to clean your nails with it. But this is actually sharp. And with just a little bit of pressure, I'm not even trying to put that much, I can put a small indentation in my finger. It goes away after a moment. See? But yeah, you can put little indentations, and that's with just a little bit of pressure. You can put little indentations in your finger. Imagine what this would do if you put full force on this. And yes, this is metal. Again, great target for the eyes. A lot of the weapons I have here would be great targets for eyes, because again, eyes, like I said. And it doesn't take that much. Normally it doesn't take me that much trouble to open it. It's just apparently right when I really need to show it off is when it decides it wants to be cantankerous. Let's see here. Pencils. Oh! Let me see. Now, for people who have grown up watching the really old cartoons, like Yogi and them, they would know of the character named Quick Draw McGraw. He actually has a sub-character that he sometimes plays named El Kabong. And this is something that you could actually do. I have, I'm not going to get it out all the way, but I have a guitar. This is just the top of the guitar. Now, you could, let me close it actually. This is just the case. This thing always is a little pain in the butt to close. I could, both with and without the case, pick this up and beat somebody over the head with it. Yeah, it would likely damage the guitar, but you'd be knocked right the frig out. Just bong, and you're done. I also have another smaller instrument that wouldn't do quite as much damage, but I'll show it anyway. There's also this that I could beat someone over the head with. And this is in the box. Again, not as much weight as the guitar, but still, it would leave you dazed, at least. I got rulers over here I could whack somebody with. As far as the thing with the broom, I don't have one on me. It's downstairs, probably outside. There is one other thing you can do And I actually know of a case where they did this, where somebody literally did kill somebody with a broom, though I don't think it was with the way that they were talking. They actually, my guess is they probably choked him with it because they rammed it down the throat or something, because you can do that too. Forks, again, I know of an actual case where somebody actually did hurt somebody with a fork. Oh yeah, if you so let's see here. You can't have guitars because you can hit people with them. Can't have baseball bats for the same reason. Can't have knives and forks because you can hurt people. You know, you can stab people with those, or knives you can cut people with. Good luck having your steak cut because you can't have butcher knives because oh my gosh, they can hurt people. Can't have sewing needles or pins. So good luck having your clothes be made or repaired. Can't have crochet needles for again, because you could poke people in the eye with it. So good luck making new crochet items like blankets and whatnot. Pencils and pens are out, so good luck with schoolwork. Belts are out for a couple of different reasons. So yeah, like Art Lounge had said, you're gonna have your pants going down. At best, your pants will go down slightly past your underwear. At worst, they will go all the way down to your ankles, and then you will be tripping up and breaking teeth because you just fell. We have to ban slinkies now because you can choke people with them. You have to ban any sort of string item because again, you can choke people with any sort of string coil thing. I actually used to do beads, and I would use the metal wire, and yeah, that had a point to it, like an actual point to it. Can't have those because you can either stab people in the eye with it, or you can choke people with it. So good luck doing artwork with that or hanging anything because that's what it's supposed to be for. It's for hanging stuff. Let's see here. Can't have computers because I could take my monitor. and drop it on somebody's head. I have a printer over here. Can't have printers. You could drop it on people's heads. Doors are out because you could smack people in the head with the face with a door. Oh, humans are out. Humans are out. You can bite people, therefore you can't have teeth. You can headbutt people, so that means you can't have a head now. I could, in theory at least, I haven't actually done it, thank God for that, I've not had to. If you're fighting with someone who is actually out to kill you, you can knock them to the ground, and if you're quick enough, crawl on top of them, bend their leg back, and actually freaking kill them. Because if you break your neck in a certain location, no, I'm not going to tell where, you can kill them. So I guess that if that's the case, I guess that means we're not supposed to exist either, because we can hurt each other. Yeah, I'm getting a little exaggerated here, but you get the point. Anything can be a weapon. Pencils, pens, you can get paper cuts from paper, which really hurt. So you could do that. You could somehow find a way to paper cut people. Belts, you can do a couple things with. Sewing pins and needles can be used as weapons. Anything, and it's just really stupid. As far as the knives go, We have a bunch of steak knives downstairs. They're meant to be used for food, but they are sharp enough you could do other things. Again, the butcher knives are supposed to be cut. You're supposed to cut meat with it. However, it doesn't say specifically what kind of meat you're supposed to cut with it, or what meat you can and can't cut with it. You can cut any meat with it, including meat of the human variety. Does that mean you should? No, but you can. So does that mean we shouldn't have butcher knives now? Does that mean that butchers are out of a job now because we can't, where do we draw the line? I don't get it. I really don't. Just because something looks scary doesn't mean it doesn't have a natural purpose. Oh, let me actually show you something. I don't have it on me anymore. I gave it back to Dad, but I found a link. So let me actually screen share a moment. So you're going to get weird shots of my head momentarily. Let's see, full screen. Now let me find what I need. Here. This is a Buck 373 trio knife blade bone handle. I don't know if this is exactly the same kind as my dad has, but it looks pretty similar. As you can see, at least I'm assuming, there are three different, as it says, there are three different blades. You have this one here on top, this top blade. The one side here has two blades, and the other one has one at the other end of it. Now, my dad, when he uses his, he uses it for things like cutting off tree limb, trimming shrubberies, like trees and stuff, opening boxes, cutting strings off of things. He uses it as a makeshift fingernail cleaner, which is whatever. But you can stab people with it. You could actually set it so that you have one blade at each end, so that you have basically a double blade. You stab at one end, and then you turn around and you can stab somebody behind you because you use the back side, or some such thing. Let me actually minimize down and close the window. Stop sharing. So, yeah. Knife at one end, two knives at the other end. So you can do a great deal amount of damage with a pocket knife. But, as I said, Dad uses it for what you're supposed to use it for. Boxes, strings, limbs, general house things. Outside of the whole, I'm going to use it to clean my nails because no, he doesn't always, because he does have a pair of fingernail clippers, but he has done it. So yeah, like he doesn't do it now because he has the actual fingernail clippers, but it is a thing I've seen him do. But general house things. But yeah, you can use that. We do have a broom. So yeah, again, going back to the case with the broom, someone actually has killed someone with a broom, and it was really weird when I heard about it. I was like, wait, that's a thing you can do. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point, and the point still stands. You can use anything you can think of as a weapon, regardless of whether or not that was the intent. Regardless of whether or not that was the original purpose for said item. So the fact that you want to ban a knife because it looks scary, just kind of stupid to me, but you're going to do what you're going to do. But just try and use some common sense, please. Thank you.